Hello, dear children. How are you all? Today, we are going to talk about a new topic that is the non-nutritive components of diet. And previously, we had done about the nutritive components of diet. So, what are the nutritive components of diet? We all know that carbohydrate, fat, protein, these are the nutritive components of diet. And these are also called the macronutrients. So, the macronutrients are also called the what bache? The macronutrients are also called the nutritive components of diet. So if we talk about balanced diet, so a diet which consists of all the nutrients in a proper proportion, that is macro as well as micronutrients. So when we talk about macronutrients are those nutrients which are required in large amount, and micronutrients are those nutrients which are required in a small amount. Okay, so macro, it means those nutrients which are required in large amount, and micro, it means those nutrients which are required in small amount. So macro is related to nutritive component of diet, that is carbohydrate, fat, and protein, that we had already done. Now we are going to talk about the non-nutritive components of diet. So in nutritive components of diet, vitamins and minerals are also there, right? Now, if we talk about the non-nutritive components of diet, water is there. So first, water. So it consists of approximately 70% of our body weight. An adult need 2 or 3 liters of water on a daily basis, right? So let's say in summer, body needs more water due to sweating, etc. So a person who play more does a hard activities also needs more water. So water which we drink should be safe, clean, and hygienic. If the water in the body is reduced, it causes serious health related problems, right? So our body consists of approximately 70% of water, and our body, according to our body weight, is also made up of that. So children's and adult need 2 to 3 liters of water on a daily basis for the normal life. In summers, body needs more water due to sweating, etc. A person who plays more or does hard physical activity also need more water. The water which we drink should be safe, clean, and hygienic. If the water in body is reduced, it causes serious health related problems. So I'll be telling you three basic things which is very important, like loss of 1 to 5% of water resulting thirst. अगर आपको भूख लग रही है, अगर आपको प्यास लग रही है, it means there is a loss of 1 to 5% of water, right? So loss of 1 to 5% of water is resulting in thirst. Loss of 5 to 10% of water will result in strength and endurance. Okay, so loss of 5 to 10%. Mark this point. This may be a MCQ question कि जब आपकी बॉडी में 5 to 10% of water का loss होता है, so इससे हमारी strength related activities और endurance related activity affect होती है. So the very first thing is loss of 1 to 5% of water result in thirst. आपको प्यास कब लगती है? जब हमारी बॉडी में 1 to 5% water कम हो जाता है. And when we lose the strength, when we lose the endurance, when we are just tired, when we are having fatigue, तो क्या करना चाहिए? There was a loss of 5 to 10% of water. So whenever you feel that you are not having strength to do a little work, or you don't have endurance to do something, there is a loss of 5 to 10% of water from your body. Loss of 10 to 15% of water result in dehydration, lethargy, body ache, and pain. So sometimes we generally ignore this thing, but it should not be ignored. It should be keep in mind that कभी आपको dehydration हो रहा है, when you are feeling lethargy, when you are feeling tired, when your body ache is there, when you are feeling pain, when you are yelling for pain. So बच्चे, there will be loss of 10 to 15% of water from your body. So water play a very important role in our diet. In our body, we should have a good amount of water on the regular basis. On a day, at least 8 to 9 liters, 7 to 9 liters of water must be there. If the loss of water is 15 to 20%, it will be a blurred vision, there will be a loss of memory, and a person become faint, right? So loss of 50% to 20% of water result in blurred vision, loss of memory, and person become faint. So किसी को चक्कर आ रहा है, if someone has a loss of memory, if someone has a blurred vision, so generally when person become faint, blurry vision, loss of memory, something is like that. Because चक्कर आने के बाद हम बोलते हैं ना, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था, like that we usually speak. So it is just because there is a lack of 15 to 20% of water. जब कोई फेंट होने के बाद उठता है तो हमारा सबसे पहला बात उसके लिए होती है कि ओके, एक काम कर, सबसे पहले आप इस गिलास पानी पिलाओ, ग्लूकोज दो, समथिंग वी टोल्ड, राइट? सो वी टोल्ड दिस बिकॉज वी नीड द वाटर टू बी देयर इन द बॉडी. Loss of 15 to 20% of water result in blurred vision, and loss of memory, person become faint. If the water is less than 20%, right, if the loss of water is more than 20%, it may lead to the death of a person, right? What does happen? It will happen that there will be a loss of life, there may be a death of a person there. So water play a very important role because our body weight to 70% of our body weight is made up of that. An adult person, at least not 2 to 3 liter, but yes, I want to explain it like expect more, like at least 7 to 9 liters of water must be there. And those who are doing physical fitness workout, they should make more water. So five things you need to keep in mind. If there is a 1 or 5% loss of water, if there is a loss of water 1 to 5%, it will lead you to thrust. If there is a loss of water 5 to 10%, it will lose in strength and endurance. So of 10 to 15% of water loss result in dehydration, lethargy, and body ache pain. Loss of, if we talk about loss of 15 to 20% of water, it will result in blurred vision, loss of memory, and faint. If there is a loss of 20% of water, it will result in death of a person, right? Now we are going to talk about the importance of water. What is the importance of water? Why water is very, very important for our diet. So water play a very important role in our body. Its importance is under, like it regulate our body temperature. So water helps to maintain and regulate the body temperature by sweating, right? Water is very important. It's regulate our body temperature. So if you want to have a good body temperature, you must have a proper water in your diet. So water helps to maintain and regulate the body temperature by sweating. The nitrogenous waste is also removed from your body in the form of sweat. Transportation of nutrients. So what is nutrient first? Nutrients are the chemical substance and which are like carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamin, mineral, and so many things. So water, helps our body to transport various nutrients through blood. It will definitely mix with the blood and it transport. Water in our body also act as a solvent for carrying various nutrients. So it acts as a transportation of nutrients. Maintenance of body fluid. So water exactly it's play a very important role if we talk about digestion, we talk about circulation, secretion of saliva. So you must have aware about great time that when we take food, right? So and the buccal cavity in our teeth, it will be chewing, then saliva is mixed with it. It will go under the esophagus. There is a peristaltic movement. It goes into our stomach, right? Mix, it will become moist while going there with the saliva, and there's a lot of pancreatic juice and digestive juices are spread over there so that it can be digested, and then later on the flow of energy and everything is going on. So if we talk about digestion or if we talk about the circulation of blood, that is the circulatory system. The circulation of blood will be taken by the pumping organ heart, absorption of nutrient. So maintenance of body fluid is being taken by water. So water helps to maintain the body fluid in our body, and it will help in digestion, absorption of nutrients, circulation, salivation of saliva, secretion of saliva, etc. If we talk about the physical exercise, see those who have a good amount of water in their diet, so they definitely not have any problem in terms of joint pain. Because see, when we talk about gymnastics, when we talk about kabaddi, football, etc. So our body must have some nutrients. Our body must have, our joints must work properly so that what we can do, we can play, we can do some sort of exercise. So let's say if I'm jumping, if I'm running for a while in the ground for playing, for dancing, for moving, I'm doing any action. Even when you walk, walking is a hill to toe action, right? So when you do that, there will be what? There will be something which is related to lubrication of joints. Thus, if we talk about the lubrication of joints, so water play a very important role because water helps to lubricate our joint. Does it improve the flexibility and joints mobility? Right, like if we talk about this present scenario, people have a lot of problem with knees, and this time people are severely feeling that they complain about that they have knee pain, they are not able to sit, they are not able to stand, they are not able to walk because of the joint pain. So if water is there, there will be a lubrication of joints, there will be a mobility of the joints, and everything will be fine. It will improve your skin tone. So everyone want a slim, attractive, good personality, in terms of social, in terms of looking everywhere. everywhere, right? So water, it improves your skin quality because water, sufficient water will keep your skin looking good and peaceful, right? So what is very important? Uh, Lubrication of joints. It helps to for the lubrication of our joints, thus it improves flexibility and joints mobility. If we are going to talk about the skin quality, or if we talk about the functioning of a kidney, so as you all know that there is ultrafiltration going on in our kidney, that is the removal of the nitrogenous waste in the form of urine, sometimes sweating, etc. So when you take proper water, water helps to clean kidneys and does it functions properly. So if your kidney is working properly, then definitely your body, your overall efficiency will also improve. Right. So it is very, very important, children, to have a good diet. To It's very important to have water in your diet in a good manner. When we talk about the maintenance of electrolyte, so maintenance of electrolyte balance, it helps to maintain the electrolytic balance of our body. Thus, impulse travel fast and faster, move, and there is a great response, right? So, what is the signals and all? So, as you all know, that in our backbone there is a butterfly-like structure. There is effector, there is nerve cell, everything is there. There is synapse. So when we talk about this, if there is an electrolytic balance in your body, definitely it will help you to maintain the osmotic pressure, the electrolytic balance, response will be faster. Boost physical performance. So जब हम बात करते हैं physical performance की, तो exactly when you are playing, when you are jumping, when you are doing some sort of exercise, when you are doing boxing, football, karate, kabaddi, any game, तो इन सारे गेम्स में आपका फिजिकल परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूव होना चाहिए. तो अगर आप इफ यू टेक वाटर, if there is sufficient water in your body, so it will definitely improve your performance. And if there is a loss of water from your body, so it will definitely reduce your performance. Improve in digestion. So after 1 hour of eating anything, when you take food, it will be good. So water improve the digestion because it helps in absorption, circulation of energy also. Moreover, it prevents constipation. So if you have food in your diet, it will definitely prevent your constipation too. Now there is one more topic that we are going to discuss today, that is roughage or fiber. So roughage or fiber क्या होता है बेटा? Roughage is also known as fiber. It is the indigestible portion of the food. Fibers come from plant-based and body cannot digest it. So it is very essential for the dietary components that aids in digestion, prevent constipation, and helps to manage cholesterol level. Most of the vegetables and fruits contain high fibers along with nutritional value. Legumes, nuts, grains, seed also contain fibrous food. तो सारे जो fibrous fruits होते हैं उसको हम रफेज बोलते हैं. Roughage is very important fiber. It is an indigestible portion of food. So there will be a question. Dash is also known as fiber. So roughage is also known as fiber. Yeah, roughage is also known as dash fiber. Right? Dash is the indigestible portion of food. So roughage is the indigestible portion of the food. Fibers comes from the part of plant-based products. So it is basically a plant-based products and it cannot be digested. It is essential dietary component that aids in digestion, preventing constipations, helps to manage cholesterol level. Most of the vegetables and fruits contain high fibers along with nutritional value. So as the example, हम बोल सकते हैं legumes, nuts, grains, seeds also contain fibrous fluid. Okay. Non-nutritive components of diet. So the non-nutritive components of diets like fiber or roughage and flavored foods. Right. So when we talk about fiber or roughage, so let's talk about the fiber ones. So food component which cannot be digested by intestinal tract. तो जो हमारा intestinal tract होता है इसके द्वारा ही digest नहीं होते जो fibers और roughage होते हैं and has no nutritional value. उनकी nutritional values नहीं होती हैं. They add bulk to food and satisfy appetite. ये हमारी भूख को खत्म करते हैं. Right? So they add bulk to the food and satisfy the appetite. It will definitely prevent the constipation. There are two categories. One is the soluble and another one is insoluble. Right. So when we talk about the non-nutritive component of diet, that is fiber. So in fiber, we also called it roughage. So food component which cannot be digested by intestinal tract, we call them fibers or food. Like legumes, nuts, grains, seed also contain fiber. and it has no nutritional value. It adds bulk to our food. It will satisfy our appetite, but it has no nutritional value, so it will not leave you. So if you want to reduce your weight, you should go fibers. There are two categories of fibers or roughage. One is the soluble, which is soluble in water, and one which is not soluble in water, that is insoluble. Non-nutritive components of diet, there is also flavored foods, so which give flavor, right? So flavors are derived from both nutritive as well as non-nutritive components of food. Like acidic food provides sour taste, alkaline food provide bitter taste, plant compound or plant contain other nutritive substance, tea, coffee contain caffeine, right? So plants compound, so like if we talk about coffee, which contain caffeine, right? So these are something which is related to what? Which is related to the roughage and fiber. Let us come, we are going to recapitulate what we had started today. So we had started with water, which is a very important component of our diet, and our 70% of it is made up of that. In summers, we need more water, and water is very important for our life. If there is a deficiency of water in your body, it will lead to serious health problems. Okay. So now we are going to talk about the loss of 1 to 5% of water. So I'll tell you the three serious problems. If there is a loss of 1 to 5% of water, it will result in thirst. If there is a loss of 5 to 10% of water, it will result in loss of strength and endurance. Loss of 1 to 5% of water lead to uh, thirst, gas, and if there is a loss of 5 to 10%, there will be loss of strength and endurance. Loss of 10 to 15% of water result in dehydration, lethargy, body ache and pain. Loss of 15 to 20% of water result in blurred vision, loss of memory, faint, etc. Loss of more than 20% of water lead to death of a person too. Right? So water play a very, very important role in terms of providing nutrition, maintaining your body fluid, etc. So if we go through quickly the importance of water. So it will regulate our body temperature. It provides transportation of nutrient, maintenance of body fluid, eliminate toxin from the body like the nitrogenous waste in the form of sweat. It will lubricate our joints. It will improve our skin tone. It will maintain the electrolytic balance in our body, and it will boost the performance of our blood group. Quickly going to recapitulate what is roughage or fiber. So roughage or fiber both are same. Roughage is also called fiber. It is the indigestible portion of food. Roughage. Roughage is the indigestible portion of food. Fibers, which is so these are basically the plant-based product. It cannot be digested by the intestinal tract, right? Most of the vegetables, fruits, they have high content of fibers and they with nutritional value. So legumes, nuts, grains, seed, they also contain fibrous fluid. The non-nutritive components of diet like fiber and roughage, so food component which cannot be digested by intestinal tract has no nutritional value, it works to the food and satisfy appetite, it will prevent constipation. And there are two types of basically fibers, that is the soluble and insoluble. When we talk about flavored compounds, so flavored compound can be nutritive and non-nutritive components of food. But acidic food provide a sour taste, alkaline food provide bitter taste. So plant compounds, like plant contain other nutritive substance like tea, coffee, like coffee give caffeine, right? So these are some important points that we need to note in this section. So today we had done a good about our water and roughage. So I hope you all got it today's concept, which is very important. MCQs are there. So go through this nicely. It is very important for exam purpose and MCQ. So with this, take care. Bye-bye. Lots of love and blessings to all of you.